Oh, absolutely. We are going old school. We're going back in time to review Rocketman. Hello, folks. Danoby2 here, and thank you for joining me on a retro visual tour, to say the least. We're going back in time to the year 2014 when Executive Replicas partnered up with two other companies. Executive Replicas, at the time, what they were known was Phicen Limited and GoHero. These three companies pooled their resources together to create the George Wallace Rocketman. I am stoked. This was originally released in 2014. I was able to get my hands on a old new stock for less than what it originally sold for back in 2014. I'm going to give credit where credit is due. They had this in stock. I was shocked and floored. I could not believe that Lion Rock Toys had this in their possession, brand new, still sealed. This means a lot. This was released in 2014. I remember when this was released, and that's what the second year I just started collecting Hot Toys. I always had intentions of going back to this, not only because of the reference to Star Trek Voyager. I love Star Trek. The fact that Tom Paris based his holodeck simulation off of Rocketman, but just the nostalgia of the whole Buck Rogers and just that, that era of science fiction lore. I'm just ecstatic that I was able to get my hands on this. So what makes this set extra unique is that the accessories are metal. This is Rocketman's. This is his spaceship, rocket ship, and it's steel. I'm tapping it with a magnet just to show you that it is steel, and I'm also testing to see if it's capable to be magnetized. That way, as I'm unboxing this and I'm kind of savoring every moment, in my head my gears are rolling, and I'm exploring options of customization. Can I build something? Can I add magnets to any of these accessories? Can I take it to the next level? These are beautiful steel accessories, and again, I'm using the magnet, and certain parts of it is magnetized. This feels like aircraft aluminum. It is metal. This whole death ray piece here is completely metal, but certain parts are magnetized, and like the tip is plastic, plastic tip. But overall, though, it is still a metal accessory, which is just incredible. And then look at this, the aircraft aluminum. That's the best way I can describe it, because I did run the magnet through it to see if it was if it was steel, it could be magnetized. But it's beautiful. This is incredible. Again, Lion Rock Toys. I don't know where you dug this up. I am pleased that I was able to buy this below its retail, because this thing on the secondary market is bananas. If anybody even decides to sell it, I think the last time I remember seeing it on eBay was a little over $500. I'm not kidding. If anybody wants to sell this, steel. Oh, and then leather. One of the things too that Executive Replicas, I remember reading in the description, is that the belt and the jacket is leather. And it is. It's a different type of leather, but it absolutely is. And let's get to the showpiece here. Look at this. Look at that aircraft aluminum. I mean, that's just incredible. The paintwork. Again, this is 2014 1/6 scale replica figure of George Wallace as the Rocketman, and it is just incredible. Those plastic tips there aren't going to last very long, as I later discovered. So I will customize this helmet. I'm going to add some magnets to help close, because I know it was about 7 years ago someone did a review, only one review on YouTube on this, and it wasn't a good review, that the helmet did not close properly. So I am aware of that. That's an easy fix. I can add button cell magnets to keep it sealed. And again, I'm just running my magnet to see what the options are, if I can add or accessorize any components to this helmet. But this helmet is just beautiful. The ray guns, it comes with 3 steel. I can't use the word steel because it's not magnetic. It is it's aluminum. I'm gonna say this is aluminum, and this is beautiful. This whole piece is just, it feels like it's two molded components together, two aluminum, because the actual the top portion is metal, and the actual grip is metal too. But my God, look at that! That is just incredible. That is incredible. I also did happen to see the film that this was based off. This was based off Radar Man from the Moon, and I watched it. It was so lovable and hokey. So looking at these accessories now, it brings back, I'm able to connect it. And look at this. This right here is the crown jewel. I'm gonna focus on this because this is right here is what Tom Paris has in the Star Trek Voyager episode. And I'm gonna zoom in on there, and just the detail, attention to detail. I mean, that nostalgia look is just incredible. If you love Star Trek Voyager as much as I do, it's the episode Bride of Chaotica, Tom Paris's Hollow novels.
Now, when we last saw our heroes, they'd just retaken their rocket ship. Dr. Chaotica had escaped, but he left behind his trusty robot to foil Captain Proton.
My designation.
All right. You're Constance Goodhart. You're my secretary.
Secretary.
Yeah, you tag along on all the missions. Now, I want you to keep the robot occupied while I save Earth. Computer, run program.
Citizen of Earth, surrender. Do not resist.
I am Borg.
Surrender.
The robot has been neutralized. May I leave now?
That I love it. And you can kind of see the resemblance now that you saw Tom Paris wearing the actual George Wallace, the Rocketman costume. Now you can kind of see the Voyager holodeck with Tom Paris. It was a combination of Buck Rogers and Rocketman, of his portrayal. So it's just that way, that way they don't infringe on licensing or anything like that. But yeah, that jacket, everything on the actual costume that Tom Paris was wearing was pretty cool. Which, if Exo 6 decides to make a Tom Paris, I can swap out the heads and I can put on Tom Paris in this, and it's boom. Take a black and white photo, and there he goes. He's Captain Proton. If you're not aware of, his character's name is Commander Cody. Yes, Commander Cody. If you are not aware, it is the exact same Commander Cody name that George Lucas used to name his clone trooper. So that's where George Lucas was influenced. Yes. Yeah. You don't realize that so much of the science fiction history that we grew up with, everything gets, kind of picked apart and borrowed. But yes, Commander Cody, this is him. This is the original Commander Cody, and then it was inspired George Lucas to name his version. Now, what's a little bit weird and odd is that I didn't start collecting Phicen till 2016. So this is an early proto version of a Phicen body, because remember in the beginning of the video, it was 3 companies pulled, worked together. It was GoHero, Phicen Limited, and Executive Replicas. Phicen Limited made the body, but the body is very odd because it's a hybrid version where it has like a soft rubber chest right down to the waist and the crotch area. There's the hands right there. Very similar to what we're using right now with the TB League male bodies. But the rest of the body is an articulated action figure. If you can kind of see it right there, you see what I mean right there. So in the early review, that there's only been one review on YouTube, the gentleman said that this body cannot support the weight of the helmet and the rocket, and you have to use all these, extra arms and weight and all this nonsense. And I can see why, because these joints are very loose. It's very fragile. It doesn't feel like it could support all that weight, especially when you hold the actual helmet and the rocket pack in your hands. I'm like, yeah, this isn't going to work. So I've been kit bashing for years now using the TB League and the Phicen body. So I had to see what type of proto version of Phicen, because I'm like, this doesn't make any sense. I'm not educated in this. I'm not familiar with this type of male body and what was being used at the time. So, yes, George Wallace, or Rocketman, or Commander Cody. I should just call him Commander Cody because that's technically his character's name, Commander Cody. I decided to strip him, and I wanted to see what I was working with. And it's you can kind of see I've just never seen a body like this before, it doesn't feel like silicone, like the formula that's being used in the male bodies right now. This feels more of a rubber body, and it just feels like it's going to deteriorate. Even the plastic body, and mind you, this is old new stock. I have no idea where Lion Rocks dug this thing up, but I can see now why it cannot support the weight and you have to use all this and stuff. Well, I want my Commander Cody to support the helmet, and I want my Commander Cody to support the rocket pack. So I happen to have an M33 male body. It's the more muscular built, very sturdy, stainless steel body. This thing can support the weight. So I was a little bit concerned that the clothes would not fit because it does have a lot more. It's a tad bigger, but I didn't run into any issues. And then one thing I noticed too is that the actual costume didn't even come with the belt. That brown belt there, I happen to have an extra belt which actually works with the period piece. And I gotta say, Commander Cody here looks good. I mean, this is his prime. I kind of bulked him up. He looks like he's ready to, he's ready to join the war. World War II or 50s or 30s? Yes, 1950s serials. But I gotta say though that I'm gonna keep the head sculpt for now, and the jacket is a little bit snug, but it works. It looks great on him. I think I had no intention of kit bashing this character, but I gotta say, using the M33 male body, it looks fantastic. It really does. The only thing that's missing right now is the iconic rocket helmet. And that head sculpt for 2014 isn't bad, because that's how I'm judging it. Yes, head sculpts have gotten better throughout the years, but this is 2014. This is when this thing was released, with a sticker price of $260. And you can kind of see it comes with a little head cap there, a leather head cap, and you can see where the helmet, it doesn't really close all the way, and it kind of is exposed. I can fix that. I'll probably do that down the road, but otherwise, I'm just happy. I can't believe I got this. This is one of those pieces that came and went really fast, and I never put two and two together. I never realized that, wow, like this iconic, historical, legendary science fiction character has influenced so much of the pulp culture that we consume today, from Star Wars to Star Trek. It's just incredible. So I'm really stoked that I was able to get this into my collection. Beautiful piece, beautiful leather jacket, all the aluminum metal components. Executive Replicas, I think, did a bang-up job, and I can see why nobody would ever want to sell this, because every now and then when someone does decide to sell it on eBay, it usually commands a pretty penny. And I don't think Lion Rock Toys knew what they had in their hand, because they had this listed below retail. And the beautiful thing with Lion Rock Toys is that they offer free shipping. So I thought it was an error, but they had it. And I'm happy, and I hope you enjoyed this little historical tour of Commander Cody, aka Rocketman, a radar man from the moon. Like, subscribe, leave your comments below.